I give to the United Way because I think the work of the social service agencies is extremely important to all of us in the greater Springfield area. Even with my experience with the social service agencies, I don't feel confident that I can personally make decisions that if I were to give solely to individual agencies, that I would be able to select those who really met needs in the community. So I rely on the United Way allocation process to identify those needs and to support and distribute the funds in accordance with those needs. The community in Greater Springfield is very important to all of us and is made up of many backgrounds and pieces and participants who need to work together and be together in order for us to have a community. And those of us who can give at whatever level we can give support and encourage the building of the community that's important to all of us. One of the many aspects of the United Way work, both that I do and that I see the United Way doing, is the degree that it helps people. It's the opportunity to be able to meet with agency clients, and the opportunity to be able to see that the funds contributed can really make a difference to people who really have needs is very encouraging, heartening, and satisfying.
Advocacy, I think, is a really wonderful way to be involved in the community. I think it scares people to death because they think, how can I make my voice be heard? But it's easy. I mean, it's very easy when you care about an issue and you know something about an issue to begin to tell other people what you care about and how, for instance, and how a legislator, how someone in our government, someone on a school committee, or someone on a town council, or someone at the state level, what they can do to help you and how important the work that they do is to your cause or your issue. And so I think advocacy is, people are put off by it, but I think once you begin to do it and once you begin to realize that you can transfer your passion about an issue or a cause to someone else and begin to let them know just how important that issue is and how much they can help to change that issue by advocating themselves or, hey, by giving more funding for an issue. I think you can really make an even bigger difference in the community. And sometimes you can change language in our state laws. Sometimes you can increase funding for causes that you care about. And that's really important. That is really expanding the power of one, the power of your voice into the power of many. And it's just as simple as talking to people, and it's as simple as calling a legislator or emailing a legislator or an elected official in your community and saying, this is what I believe in and this is what I hope you'll think about when you're doing your work, as a public official. It's not any more complicated than that, and it can make a huge difference in what happens in our community, and it can change lives.
I volunteer at the Boys and Girls Club because it's a good way to spend my time. I like going there and helping the kids. They expect me to be there. They rely on me every day to go there and help them, whether it's in the gym, helping them with their homework, or just telling me their problems. I go because I like helping them and I like knowing that I've made a difference in their lives.
I think as a responsible member of any community that you have to give time back. It would be unfair, really, to take so much from all of the people that we come into contact with on a daily basis. Even when we don't really recognize that we are receiving from our community, we are really on a daily basis getting to enjoy the labors of others. And so I think that it would be unfair not to give back. I think it's incredibly important to volunteer and to put time back in, to invest in where you live, and to not treat it as something you just suck dry, but to try to always reinvigorate the community in which we live. I'm a product of volunteers. If it weren't for people volunteering at times at community centers when I was growing up, giving my mom a chance to get off of work and get over to pick me up and give me something positive to do in those couple of hours before I could go home, I really honestly don't know where I'd be. There's so many things in our community that are destructive. There's so many people who have not necessarily gone in positive ways. And so if volunteers hadn't taken the time out to create spaces, to create places for us to grow and to be nurtured, I don't know where I would have ended up.
I think volunteering is extremely important, not only for the good that you can do in a day, in a week, however much time you have, whether it's an hour a week, an hour a month. It's good for the people whose lives you touch, and it's also good for your own well-being. It's good. There's intrinsic rewards that come through volunteering, and I'd hate to say that there's a selfish aspect to volunteering, but there are good feelings that come with doing good work, and I think that it's better than collecting a paycheck, and it's something that can, if your life is lacking in some way, I think that it's a way to become fully self-actualized. I worked closely with a woman at the UWay, and she was working on a program called Young Leaders, the Young Leaders Initiative, which was targeting people under 40 years of age and trying to identify and cultivate the next generation of young leaders and connect them to the most pressing needs of our community. So from there, I was asked to be the founding chair of that initiative, which I was honored to be a part of. And we started that 2 years ago and have been developing our program and are reaching out to the community to find out what they want to see this program become. And I enjoy what I'm doing because I'm down in the trenches. I'm able to work with people in the community and feel like I'm actually making a difference, not just making decisions, that I'm actually putting the rubber to the road and seeing our efforts make a difference.
If we work together more, if we really reached out and partnered, the issues are so big, the needs in our community are so big, that I think if we partnered together on the work, we could really multiply the effect of what we do in the community. I'm constantly amazed at how many people are doing just a myriad of wonderful things in the community. They're doing it very quietly, very humbly. They just do it because they want to make a difference in somebody's life.
I'm inspired by seeing other people doing good work and knowing that even tiny steps can make a difference, even if it's just in one person's life. Knowing that each day you can make a difference, I think, is hugely important, and that's what motivates me and keeps me inspired and committed to the UWay and the work that they're doing in our communities.
A community where all people had all things in common and they're all together for the common good, filled and empowered with the spirit to do great and mighty works. And that community grew daily and continued to grow as a place where everybody was integrated, everyone was interconnected, and the needs of everyone were the concern of everyone else. I believe that the common cause of being in this shared community, this joint space in which we all find ourselves in, can promote us and lead us to that same sort of community, that we can bond and join together based on just the great potential that lies in this community, and then we can move forward through organizations like the UWay and people wanting to live united, that we can advance the entire community, that we can all take steps forward, that as one we'll move closer and closer to that goal of the blessed community that we want to have.
Every day in this community and in communities all across the country, people are creating opportunities for everyone by focusing on the building blocks of a good life: education, income, and health. And they're doing it on their own terms, bringing together their own unique strengths and skills to advance the common good. By reaching out a hand to one, they're influencing the condition of all. That's what it means to live united. Working together, solving problems, bringing about lasting change. And you too can live united. You can volunteer, you can be a champion for issues that need solutions in your own community, and you can invest in your community through UWay. However you give, you can inspire hope and create opportunities for a better tomorrow. That's what it means to live united.
And that's how I live united.
I live united.
That's how I live united.
And that's how I live united.
And that's how I live united.